Today, we are talking about the offer system for school communities. And this works for your own service or if you're working for someone else and you're growing their community in a partnership. So, this is like really the system that allows you to become a sales ninja like Han Solo. And this is part of a larger quest that I'm currently running in my own community where we are going through the Jedi Academy and I am covering like the basic aspects on like how to be the best marketing knight, the best sales ninja, and the best operations wizard. And we're currently in the sales ninja aspect, and in the future we're gonna go deep into chatting, discovering, and closing. But today we are really focused on creating an offer. And if you don't know me, yo, what's up? I'm Luke. I'm running the game. We have currently 765 members. We are, as of today, on number 6 on the school discover, like not school discovery, but on the school games leaderboard. So next time, I'm pretty confident that we'll be within the top 5. So that's going to be super exciting, which is happening right now. Um, in the past, I helped this handsome fella, Aiden Labresh, with the general building of synthesizer scaling. We ended up helping the first cohort make 3 million in revenue. So here, this was collectively 12 of these people did like more than 100K launch, 33 people got past 10K, and like 54 people made their first 1K online, which is like amazing to think about, and like how many lives we were able to change. And now we're at 217 members, so it's just like going skyrocketing up. And during this time, I was working on a lot of offers and like reviewing them, adjusting them. And that's why we are going to do this today because I want to synthesize everything that I've learned. So we are all on one playing field and we understand like, hey, this is what a good offer looks like. And this is what people are expecting. And overall, this is going to make your job much easier if you have a clear outcome, you have good pricing, and there are different ways that we can even boost the offer. So let's start with the outcome because ultimately we want to sell a specific transformation and the specific part is so important. Um, and I like to think about it as like we are like generally catching people where they currently are. They do have a problem, which is B, and they want to get to C. So if we're taking the example of Han Solo, what he is selling, he's literally helping people go from A to C with the Millennium Falcon. This is his offer. He was helping Luke and Ben Kenobi, Obi-Wan, however you want to call it. You don't need to know Star Wars. He was selling people how to go from A to C, and he was able to charge a pretty high ticket price because he was saying, I can get you there faster than anyone because he like in the past did like the Kessel run in like 12 parsecs or something, and I don't even know what that means. But apparently, it's very fast and was very impressive. And when we are creating our own business and our own offer, then I think we need to also give people a specific time frame. Generally, the longer the time frame, the easier it is to get people results. So if you have 6 months to work with someone, the likelihood of them getting some good results over 6 months is insane because especially with where AI is going at the moment, it's just incredible on how much we can accomplish in 6 months. 3 months is a little bit more manageable because it's not half a year. I think 1 month is very challenging to actually get someone a transformation. So unless you have a lot of experience, I would stay away from that. Ultimately, the faster we can offer something, the more valuable it becomes. But at some point, it's also unrealistic. So if I say, I'm going to help you lose 50 pounds in 1 week, I'm like, I don't think so. But if you say, hey, this is going to be like, it's going to take 6 months and it's going to be difficult, it's like, yeah, of course. Like, this is what like working out means. So yeah, he was like selling that he had the fastest chip. So being able to offer something faster is like a key part of the offer. And another thing is having a specific guarantee. And that's what he was ultimately saying. It's like, hey, we're gonna be so fast, the empire doesn't even know that you've left. So when we are running our own business, it's usually these are the things that get people over the edge who are not 100% convinced. So this can be, for example, a money back guarantee. This is the easiest thing to sell, especially if you're getting started. Just offer a money back guarantee because we ultimately don't want to work with clients who are not satisfied with our results. And I'd rather give someone back their money over them being dissatisfied. But there is a bit of a problem when offering money back because it gives people a very easy out. And when people do want to have that transformation, then something I like to do is I work with you until you get this result. Because like you paid me to get this result, and I told you this is gonna happen 3 months. And if it's not happening in 3 months, then I'm gonna continue working with you until it happens because this is what you ultimately charged me for. So this worked very well for me in the past. And then having like a conditional addition is also something that can work very well because when we, for example, help someone lose weight and we say it's like, hey, you have to do like 50 push-ups every day. And then they don't do the push-ups. And then it's like, oh, but like I didn't get the results. I was like, well, we had a guarantee that you need to do these 50 push-ups every day. Otherwise, like I cannot do the push-ups for you and I need you to actually put in the work. So these are the guarantees that are working with having like a time frame and a specific outcome where people actually want to go. And all of these things then come together to a already solid offer, but a offer always needs a price. So when we are thinking about price, we also need to think about like, okay, who are we targeting? And this goes a little bit to our previous video where we're talking about the niche, because the price really depends on does the person have a purchasing power? So I'm putting Jabba the Hutt here because like in Star Wars, he is one of the people that had some like crazy purchasing power and he had a lot of leverage because he was already making money. Um, so in real life, the difference is, are we selling, um, I'm going to go back to the weight loss thing. Are we selling weight loss to the barista at Starbucks or maybe the CEO at Starbucks? We are still offering the same kind of service. They're both losing the same weight, but it's and this guy should really lose some weight, man. Um, but ultimately, for one person, it is much more valuable because their time is just more valuable. So, especially when we're getting started, we want to make sure that someone has purchasing power because based off that, we are able to just deliver a much better service. The second part, when we're thinking about pricing, is like, are people in a massive amount of pain? So here we have a Star Wars example again, where Luke and Mr. Kenobi here were trying to escape from the Empire. And they barely like got past this patrol, so they really wanted to leave the planet. And that means they're in a lot of pain because, like, hey, we don't want to be caught by the Empire. So if people, for example, going back to the weight loss, if they are about to get married, they are in a lot of pain right now because they want to make sure that they are fitting into their dress or their suit. So that's why this is also adjusting the price. When someone wants like this thing right now, they want the transformation right now, we can just charge more for that. Ultimately, when we're thinking about pricing, I think there should be a return on investment. So this can be like some money that we make people. We give them back their time, or ideally both. And when we are specifically thinking about the number of the pricing, it kind of depends. When we're starting with high ticket, I think this is like anywhere between 1,000 and 10,000. I think this is a good range to start with. Um, Mid ticket is like anywhere in the hundreds and low ticket is like in the tens. So if you're charging $10 or $90, this is low ticket. If you're charging a few $100, this is mid ticket, and after 1,000 it becomes high ticket. So generally starting with a high ticket, because there we can get a much easier return on investment because people are much more committed because they have massive pain, they have the purchasing power, and we are able to get them a return on investment, and then other people will want to have something similar like that. So that's in terms of pricing. Now there are few things that we can adjust to make the offer even more attractive. These are basic aspects like scarcity. So, in terms of scarcity, I like to think and like start with one person. Like, see how difficult it is to just get one person the transformation. After you've done this, you have three people and then 10 people. And I like to think of it like a spaceship. And in the beginning, we don't want to like get 10 people on a spaceship if we've never flown it. Ideally, we should fly it ourselves and then invite one person, and then eventually it's just gonna get too crowded. But making sure that, hey, we're only working with this amount of people, gives people, it's like, oh, I want to be on the spaceship, and making sure that I'm not missing out. So that's why scarcity is such an important aspect, and which is, for example, why I'm also limiting the amount of spots that I let people in the Jedi Academy. Because like I've already done one client, I've already done three, I've already done 10, and now I'm jumping to 42 because I'm lowering my prices because I've already done these things before. So having like this scarcity is a key aspect because it also improves the quality. It's like, hey, we don't let anyone in because here we can like make sure that we get the right people in the spaceship, because you're gonna spend a lot of time with these people, and if you don't like working with them, so um, maybe they have purchasing power, but if you don't like working with them, it may not be worth it. So there's always a trade-off, and I need you to be aware of that. But that's why I want to like cover these different aspects. Besides scarcity, we can also have urgency. So here, for example, they needed to get away. You see like these stormtroopers literally shooting at the Millennium Falcon here, because they barely made it in time. So if someone is like, I need to go right now, um, then it's like, hey, we're leaving right now, then this is much more attractive for people when it's like, oh, like I need to be on the ship. I'm gonna make sure that I am like buying this offer to make this happen. And there are certain like elements that we can leverage for urgency. We can say, hey, I'm only accepting this amount of clients per month, or throughout the quarter, or for specific seasons. So especially Black Friday or New Year's or like any holidays generally tend to work quite well around this. And the last aspect is bonuses. So having a bonus that is so good that this alone would already justify the price, is something that we can always add on top of that. So this can be like an additional call, which is generally very valuable, especially the more and more people you're getting. You can give additional templates and resources to people, or even get them to more events. So all of these things are making the offer more attractive. And when someone is hesitant, we can add one of these bonuses. We can tell them about the guarantee, for example, and ultimately increase the likelihood that someone finds this offer so good that they feel stupid saying no, because like this is ultimately what we're creating. So I hope you found this useful. This is like everything about creating an offer and making sure that you have something very specific that actually sells, because from there on, we can now go deeper into the chatting and the discovering and the calls, but without like having a rough idea on the offer, all of that is basically useless. So with that, I hope you have a wonderful time, enjoy the journey, and see you in the community. Peace.